Hey, so my name's Tim.
I'm Natalie.
So we're going to try to do some videos on our trip to True North. So baby, you want to tell them a little bit about what True North is?
True North is a place where people go. I've been telling people it's a vegan retreat, but really what we're going to go do is we're going to go for a fast. So what they do is they facilitate fasting for people who want to do it, and it's all plant-based, no salt, no oil, no sugar, and to promote health and wellness for everybody who goes there. So I've been telling people it's a vegan retreat because sometimes when you say fasting, they think you're kind of kooky, but that's okay. But it is medically supervised. We'll be under the care of actual doctors, actually several of them. And it's perfectly safe. They've been doing it for a very long time, and if anything goes wrong, they'll take care of us.
So some little background. Last year, Natalie was really sick for a long time, and she was very weak, having vomiting, nausea, didn't really know what.
Ago.
She couldn't really tolerate anything other than crackers.
I couldn't tolerate crackers.
Well, yeah, because you can tolerate anything.
I couldn't
she was
tolerate
only eating
anything.
crackers because she was so nauseous. So she finally saw a GI specialist, got the endoscope, and had a blood test for celiac. And once she changed her diet, she started feeling better. But while she was trying to figure out what was causing her to be so sick, she researched herself into the vegan hole and couldn't get back after that. So she couldn't unlearn it. So she got on the diet. She started doing really good. Started feeling much better. And she's been trying to rope me in on this too.
I showed him everything that I was looking at, and he's more adept at all of the medical stuff. So when I was showing it to him, I was just like, "Here, what do you think?" Rather than saying, "Look, this is what we should be doing," because I thought that would be the wrong approach.
Yeah.
But also because I trust his opinion. So I was looking at all of it, and I was showing it to him. And when he's nodding, I felt better. But then it was harder for you to jump on the actual bandwagon.
Yeah, it's just mostly because of the cravings. I was able to stay full vegan on her diet for a full week, and then I broke on some beef jerky. It was so salty and so tasty, and it was just broke it. I know. So off and on, trying to crowd out my other foods with vegan options or plant-based. That's mostly, let's get rid of the word vegan, it's just more plant-based. So I was asking her, I was like, wouldn't it be cool if they found, they had like an adult boot camp that was vegan or plant-based?
And I said, well, since you mentioned it, so I had been dreaming of maybe going to True North, because even though I was on the right track, looking at everything that fasting had to offer, I just thought it would be great. Just for myself, and also just seeing how he was having such a hard time with the transition, that I thought this would be a really cool idea for him. So when he said that, I was like, oh, okay, I'll just mention it. And he kind of gave me like a sideways glance, and I was like, okay, well, you can just look at it whenever you want, and you can let me know what you think.
But she really pitched it first as in it's a place you just go and you eat, which it is that too. You can just go there, you pay your room and board. It includes your 3 meals a day plus whatever teaching they're doing or brainwashing. But then she got me to agree to that, and then she's like, well, I'm going to do the fasting portion. And I'm like, what's that? And so, she had me watch several hours of video on the benefits of fasting. And I don't know that I'm sold out for the your telomeres get longer and all the other therapeutic benefits to fasting. And it's for some people who have like arthritis, that kind of makes sense. The different kind of arguments they make. Let's bring the inflammation down quickly, and then as long as you maintain the healthy diet, it'll stay down. But for me, I'm doing things preventative and then also weight loss. I'm a heavy guy. I got up to just over 300 pounds at 6'2", and I need to lose like 50 pounds at least. And so for me, it's more of it clicked to do the fasting, because it's kind of like doing rehab. You got to go get off of the drug for a certain amount of time.
It really is, and especially because you have actually tried several times to make the switch. You were sold out, you realized like, okay, this is the best way of eating, and then actually making the switch was just not happening. As many times as he tried, he kept going back, and that's when you kind of have to look at it and say, I have to treat this like what it actually is. It's an addiction. And I know that for me, had I not been so violently ill, I may not have done it, but I had that motivation because I was so sick. He didn't have that motivation. It was just like, this is a good idea, but I really want that, whatever it is. So
we were just gonna like go for 3 weeks, and I have lots of vacation time at my job. I'm a nurse, saved up, but then I found out I couldn't use 3 weeks. They can only approve 2 weeks. And that might be good enough, but it's we wanted to do more. So in doing the fasting portion too, that opens up the fact that it's a medically monitored program, and me being that I am obese. My manager had actually recommended saying, hey, well, what about FMLA? It is a medically monitored program. It's for your obesity. So will your primary care sign off on it? And I have an awesome primary care who's also happens to be in the fasting world, or at least one of the physician assistants who's in practice is, and he's kind of jealous about us going here.
yeah.
So then we went back and said, okay, well, now that we're dealing with FMLA, and I have a ton of sick time because I've never called out of work sick, or had to leave early. I have lots of sick time too, even more than I do have vacation time. They split it in my job. So he filled out the necessary paperwork, and my human resources people approved it. So we have this awesome opportunity now where we can go, and it's very expensive, but if I'm getting paid out of my sick time to help cover bills while we're gone, that really helps. So we asked True North, like, hey, how much time should we give this? The longest medical monitored fast they do is 40 days, but that's really more for people who are trying to get over top of something medical, like say they have the arthritis really bad, or they have migraines. We don't have any technical medical problems that we're trying to overcome.
Really, so the main reason that we're going is to set up what comes after the fast. So getting to the point where you're happily eating a plant-based diet without salt, oil, or sugar, a whole food plant-based diet without salt, oil, and sugar, is much easier after. I mean, not necessarily easy because there's temptation everywhere, but it's so much easier after that period of fasting. It's a time of healing, and it's also a time where they were talking about how your taste buds, their neuroadaptation. So you kind of reset your taste buds.
And they recommended a 21-day fast to get the most benefit out of it. So that's what we ended up doing. We're doing 21 days. Hopefully that's the plan of fasting, and then 11 days of refeeding. Now, if you can't tolerate it, as you're talking to the doctor, I've seen some fasting videos where they were talking about how if you're drained of energy and you can't do anything and you start to feel really crummy, then they might recommend that you end your fast earlier. So that's a individual basis. And then, let's say I make it 10 days and I stay there and I eat the food. Well, that's still going to be awesome. It's still going to be great. Your palate's still going to reset. You still get all the benefits. Just work with what you got.
Well, our time might be cut short also because of the snow. So we're going to be leaving during a snowstorm. So we'll see.
They're calling for up to 6 inches, and
So
our parents are nice enough that we're going to drive to their place. My dad's going to take us in the truck, and we'll see about the delays. But yippee-yi-ti-ay.
Yeah, we'll see. In that time, we've just been getting ready, and there's been a lot of getting ready when you're going to be leaving for 5 weeks. What we've been eating, so you're supposed to only eat veggies and fruits 2 days before you go, and that's what we've been doing. So we'll see what happens.
All right, till next check-in.